Hey guys, welcome to the Tough Puff. This is Daniel speaking. Today we're going to go over a Mega Sceptile Ariados Super Scoop Ups deck. The idea of this deck is to set up a Sceptile really fast, to heal your benched guys with Sceptile's attack, and to super scoop up and stuff, just to conserve your Sceptiles as long as possible. A deck like this just won UK regionals, I believe, in the standard format. So it seems like it's going to be one of those decks, that wasn't mastered in the beginning half and now has been mastered and will work for a couple weeks. I don't think anything in Breakthrough particularly hurts the deck, so we're not really too worried about the deck getting, countered, except maybe by Houndoom, but I don't expect Houndoom to get big. And if it does, you can run Water Energies and Glalie if you need to. Anyways, so let's get into the list. So starting with the Pokemon, we have 3 Sleep Poison Sceptile EX. These ones are the Ancient Origins set Sceptile EX. Unseen Claw does 130 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition. The one special condition you can affect them with in this deck is Poison and, Sleep if you use Sleep Poison. So it pretty much hits 140. That's one-shotting a lot of the stage 2s in the format. That is, I believe that's one-shotting a Raikou, even with the Thunder Energy attached. So that's good. So they cover some bases without having to Mega Evolve. Then our 4th Sceptile EX is the Agility one. He is just for flip hacks. For example, I was just playing against John earlier, and I needed 3 turns to get back into the game because I wasn't drawing a Sycamore for 3 turns. So for those 3 turns, I just used Agility, and I got heads each turn, so I didn't get touched, luckily. So, it's for situations like that. They may not arise often. You may not ever have to use the attack, but it's still nice to have. Another thing is Strong Slash. You hit 130 without having to poison them first. Then we have 3 Mega Sceptile EX. Obviously, you're going to run Mega Sceptile EX and a Mega Sceptile EX deck. They're real cool. Attached up to 2 grass from your hand to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So you can heal up to 2 Pokemon at once with it, which is kind of ridiculous. And you can attach an energy to an Ariados and to a Sceptile, or to 2 different Sceptiles. Set them up in case one were to get knocked out. It's like Mega Manectric on drugs. It's a really cool deck, a really cool attack. Excuse me. Then we have a 2/2 Ariados. Poisonous Nest is your one way to get poison consistently for Unseen Claw, without having Hypnotoxic Laser and without having to rely on flipping heads with Sleep Poison. So that's good. It also counters Focus Sash, so this deck doesn't have to worry about Mienshao. And then lastly, you have Impound. So if you're playing against the best example would be any deck that doesn't run AZ or the new Zoroark, you can impound their Pokemon, poison them, and then do the math, and if you get lucky with your math, they can get knocked out going into your turn from poison. So for example, if you're playing against a Vespiquen deck that doesn't run AZ and they have a Flareon on the field, Lysander the Flareon, impound, and then knock them out going into your turn with poison, and then there's nothing they can do about it because they can't retreat, they can't attack unless they waste the Blacksmith on a Flareon or a DCE, and yeah, so it's and plus it's a non-EX, so there's weird things you can do with that. We have Virizion, the one from Ancient Origins for Bailout, to put 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. You get back Hoopa, get back Shaman. Mostly it's just used to get back your Sceptiles and Ariadoses that you had to discard early on. And then prize count. If you have more prizes left than your opponent, it does 80 more damage, and it does 40 base. So you're one-shotting a Vespiquen, you're one-shotting a Shaman, as long as you're behind on prizes. Then we have 1 Hoopa EX because we play a 4/3 Sceptile line, and we play 2 Shaman EX. Standard number for Shamans. So that's a Pokemon. They all fit together perfectly, in my opinion. Like I don't think there's anything you could possibly add to make the deck, you know, better or worse. Like that Pokemon line is pretty much the line you want. Even if you want to add a second agility, because sleep poison's, you know, not that good, or because, you know, you can prevent like 30 damage first turn, which helps out your math or something. Like, go ahead and do that. But the Pokemon seem good so far. So now for the trainers, we have 4 Sycamore. We have 2 Professor Birch, 2 Lysander, a Hexmaniac, an AZ, 4 VS Seeker. So let's stop there for now. So 4 Sycamore, 2 Birch, 2 Lysander is a standard. Hexmaniac is mostly first turn, you know, against Night March or Vespiquen. Make sure they can't use Shaman. Now it's even better to shut off Octillery, to shut off Noivern's ability, that dumb echolocation ability. Flip a coin if Tails, you can't hit it or something. It shuts off. What else? I mean, there's nothing else really that that's used much that it shuts off. Maybe Magnezone. So there you go. There's that. So Hexmaniac's a good card in here. AZ to pick up a Sceptile if you can't get heads on scoop ups and you can't find anymore, or if you're just out of them. AZ, you know, is a good card in any deck that runs scoop ups. You're probably gonna find one AZ, and then 4 VS Seeker. So now we have 4 Ultra Ball for consistency to get out those Pokies. 4 Trainer's Mail. In Mega Manectric EX decks, you'll find 3 to 4 Trainer's Mail in order to get a turn 1 Spirit Link. Because if you can't find your Spirit Link turn 1, you could get Headringered if you're facing a Toad deck, which puts you behind by a turn and can end up causing you to lose the game. Because Toad can deny you from attacking, and all you need is 1 attack to win. So, you know, if this gets you that 1 attack, then why not run 4? Since we play a 4-3 Sceptile line, we are running 3 Sceptile Spirit Link, 3 Super Scoop Up, excuse me, 3 Super Scoop Up to, you know, to just heal, to prevent knockouts, to pick up energies, to get a Hoopa out of there or a Shaman out of there. Super Scoop Up's a real good card in this deck. It's probably one of the only reasons that this deck performed so well in UK. If these Super Scoop Ups weren't in the deck, it probably wouldn't have done as well as it had. They work incredibly well with Forest of Giant Plants too. It's crazy seeing that you can pick up a Sceptile, drop it back down completely into a Mega, pick it up and drop it back down into a Mega again in the same turn if you wanted to. Like, it's really interesting. 2 Energy Retrieval, because when you have to discard grass energies early on, or when you use them for one guy and he ends up getting knocked out or something, you know, your energies aren't going anywhere in your discard. So we run 2 Energy Retrieval and 1 Professor's Letter over 2 Letter and 1 Energy Retrieval. You know, they're just stuck there in your discard once they get there. So it's probably the better card for that situation. We have 1 Escape Rope. I always like to make sure we have a switching card in the deck, even if, you know, we don't necessarily need to switch that often. Escape Rope's just a good card. A Mega Turbo. Haven't seen too many lists with Mega Turbo, which makes no sense. If you can evolve on your first turn, why not, you know, potentially be able to attack on your first turn, even with 4 Trainer's Mail. So a Mega Turbo is definitely good. Maybe even 2 if you can find the room for it. We have 1 Professor's Letter. Search out 2 energies from your deck. And then we have 3 Forest of Giant Plants. You could run 4, but 3 has been working fine for me in testing. I've never prized one and then not been able to find one, you know, in the first couple of turns. Like, you don't need it, but if you get it, then sweet, you know. And people don't really play too many stadiums apart from Yveltal decks, which run, I think, 3 Silent Lab or 3 Shadow Circle, and Mega Manectric EX deck, which runs Rough Seas. So you're not usually going to get all 3 of your Forest of Giant Plants countered. So 3 is a fine number. And then lastly, for energies, we have 9 grass. With everything else in the deck, like, it just seems like you can't run any more or any less than 9 grass. I mean, you could potentially go down to 8, but in every game I've played with this deck so far, I've gotten to like exactly 9. Sometimes I've even needed, 10. After the letter and the 2 energy retrievals and the Mega Turbo, I've needed a 10th grass energy to close out the game, so I lost. But 9 is just perfect. You're gonna have those games where you just discard all your energies early and stuff, since you play so many, and you're gonna have those games where it feels like you play too many, but I think 9's a perfect number. So there you have it. That's a Sceptile deck. It could get like a buff in this new set in Breakthrough, but probably not. It doesn't seem to gain anything out of it besides maybe a couple attackers. Another option you can have is taking Sceptile, adding Regirock, Regice, Registeel, or just Regirock and Regice to beat Mega Manectric, and to counter things like Mega Rayquaza and Toadtina. Just put on the 2 grass onto them, and then their respective other colored energy. So you can mess around with that a bit. You can mess around with putting like the new Glalie, the new Houndoom, whatever you want. And since Sceptile puts 2 grass, they have to be able to take 2 colorless energy and 1 of whatever their energy is, in order for it to be a decent tech in this deck. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our little subscriber giveaway deal. We're trying to hit 1K by Christmas, and if we do, then we're gonna give away something. So make sure to check that out, and we'll see you next time.